Do you have proof then?
Bill, welcome back. I'm Kirk Allen. This is John Kraft. We're the Edgar County Watchdogs, and today we're going to cover Joe Collins, acting interim president of the College of DuPage, and his famous statement at the January 7th board meeting the other night.
I know of no corruption at COD.
And he knows a lot.
Yeah.
College of DuPage, been in the paper, been in the press, national coverage on what issue?
Corruption.
But he says he doesn't know of any corruption at the college.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
So here's a definition. Dishonest or fraudulent conduct by those in power.
He doesn't know of any.
Political corruption is the use of powers by government officials for illegitimate private gain. That's one part of it. Now think of whining and dining and hunting trips and memberships to hunting clubs and satellite phones and all that other stuff comes with it. Now the second part is, or it's an illegal act by an office holder. An illegal act by an office holder constitutes public corruption if the act is directly related to their official duties, done under the color of law, or involves trading of influence.
So something to the effect of not coming to meetings? Would that be a form of corruption under that definition?
Yes, it would.
Or how about the one that we just recently exposed? All indications are March 6th, there was a meeting and a closed session, and Bruder's lawsuit outlines that there was action taken by a majority vote to extend his contract to 2019. There's no record of that in the minutes. There's nothing on the agenda. All indications are it happened in closed session. So wouldn't that be corruption?
Yes, and I want to know if they had an attorney in that room giving them any advice.
Oh, I'm sure they probably did. I won't speculate, but they are listed as being there for the open meeting session, so you can pretty well bet they went in there for the closed session too.
So let's just talk about a few items that we have found in the last, we don't have to hit them all, just in the last, well, it's been a year and a half or so. Let me explain. The first FOIA request we did at College of DuPage.
December of 2013.
December 2013, I asked for a copy of Bruder's W-2, and they went ballistic and refused to give it to me.
And we've always said, the harder they push back when you ask for records, the deeper you have to dig, and the harder you have to fight, because you know they're trying to cover something up. And what did we find with those W-2s? None of the hunt club benefits that Bruder was receiving were included in his benefit package or W-2s. Is that not corruption?
That's normal business practice.
Unbelievable.
Well,
Collins participated in some of those senior administrative meetings at the hunt club.
that's right.
Well, he didn't know about. He doesn't know of any corruption.
What else was there? There was the hunt club, the trips with the satellite phones, all the booze and food that they would routinely have to have a meeting during lunch. You know, lunch meeting that costs money at the Waterloo. And they would drink and eat before meetings with the trustees and the senior staff.
They got sloshed the night before the $763,000 payoff.
Yeah.
500 people in the room, and they're at the Waterloo drinking before the meeting.
Partying up, that's right.
Aaron Burt approving the private hunt club membership without board approval.
That's right.
Did that via email. Well, how does Aaron Burt approve anything without the rest of the board?
Yeah.
That's corruption.
Lying to the Attorney General, stating, and
That was the attorney that did that.
I'll quote the attorney, all seating is first come, first served. And then you go there, and half of them have reserved signs on them, and then we find out later that they were employees were instructed and told to go to the meetings and sit in those chairs, and they paid them to do it.
Glazer accepting payments for that illegal grant from that attorney in Chicago, the O'Rourke malfeasance. We wrote about that. Collins was there when we addressed that in public comments. Catherine Broad, former director of the foundation, was absolutely stumped at the podium because she couldn't account for it, tried to call this a one-off case where she didn't have control of the grant. Well, Collins knew about that presentation, he knew that grant was inappropriate, the college had to send the money back, but he doesn't know of any corruption.
And the big one, the $20 million
Email.
$20 million email, that's right.
I mean, and then you listen to McGuire and some of her quotes and things that she said during different meetings. I love these. I need some truth. I need honesty. I don't want misrepresentations. I want the truth. That's what I want. I'm tired of dealing in falsehoods and misrepresentations. She wants the truth. Ms. McGuire, you can't handle the truth.
I think she was directing that towards us, wasn't she?
Oh, absolutely.
Not towards her own community college. That event.
She says, I want honesty. And then the very video after that, I don't believe you're going to find corruption at this college. Bruder said in his letter to the state representatives that there is not one shred of evidence that anyone's violated the public trust. Not one shred of evidence.
I wonder if they laughed and used that letter for toilet paper afterwards.
Oh, gosh.
What else you got?
Oh, violating the board policies, you know, all the financial stuff. Is that not corruption? Where does it end? What are the other things we got on here?
What about stopping use of the projector when somebody wants to project images on the screen during public comment that they don't approve of?
Right. 90 days into the new board, McGuire takes the position she believes you won't find corruption at this college. No one is going to jail, and amazingly, it is all based on a whopping 3 months of internal investigations. No one is going to jail. Miss McGuire, your radio engineer was indicted on multiple felony counts. He's already a felon, convicted at another school, and you actually think he's not going to jail? Oh my gosh.
That's one of those things that they insisted that Hamilton could not discuss because it was under investigation, it was privileged. But somebody released audio of a closed session a couple months ago.
Yep.
And
I wonder who did that.
Didn't attorney invoices get released recently?
That's what we've heard. We've not been able to confirm that, but we've heard that the 3 boycotters apparently have a legal presentation to give, and that information has been leaked to the press, supposedly. What about the firearm? Bruder brought a firearm on campus, a long gun.
Well, rules don't apply to him.
State law says you can't do that.
Rules do not apply to him. Remember, he would have to go to the military as a 5-star general.
That's right, because he couldn't, he has to lead. He has to be out front and he has to lead.
Thinking that 5-star don't have to follow the rules.
What about SLEA? Suburban Law Enforcement Academy. Is not manipulating the credit hours? Didn't that lead to more money coming into the school that now the ICCB says you gotta pay it back?
Honest mistake.
Honest mistake?
Yeah, that's one corruption. Honest mistakes are not corruption.
Well, it wasn't an honest mistake, because the faculty pointed out it's wrong and nobody wanted to listen to them. And it wasn't until after the full-blown investigation they proved out that, yep, faculty was spot on again. When will these people start listening to the people that work there instead of these senior administrators that run this place? It's time to clean house down at that place. It's unbelievable. It really is. But there's no corruption, according to Mr. Collins. He doesn't know of any.
Nope.
Doesn't know of any.
Well, I believe that's all we got. People really need to think before they say things when they're public officials like there's no corruption. But he qualified that he knew of. So,
McGuire, you would think at some point would learn, think before you speak. However, what about the media that doesn't follow up with her quotes? She says things and they print it and everybody believes, well, that's what was in the paper. Well, if the media would do their job and go back and follow up to what she claims, it doesn't take much to investigative work to really disprove the things that she's saying.
Well, if they followed up, she would quit making the statement.
Exactly.
Wouldn't make for good news.
Well, I did notice that they're putting the different picture of her in the paper now. They were putting one that's 20 years old in there, but now I think they're taking a little bit of a turn. They're putting the more current picture of her.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
Have a good one. We'll see you what's the date on that next meeting?
January
Next Thursday.
14th.
January 14th. We'll see you next week. College of DuPage, 7 o'clock. Thanks. Bye-bye.